Good morning. Una dominazza. Sorry. This is day 7 on the trail on the Via Transilvanica. This is Paul from Backpacking and Brews. Tammy is up ahead of me. It is the 9th of April on a Thursday. It's about 20 some degrees Fahrenheit. Not sure what it's supposed to get up to today, but probably not much above 30 something. We are hiking from Poiana Negrii to I'll figure it out later. But about a 13-mile day, we think. Elevation gain depends on what you look at. It's anywhere from, just under 1,000 feet to 1,400 feet. It's snowing and pretty overcast, obviously, because it's snowing, and quiet mostly, but we're just taking a road right now out of town, and we'll be on this for a little while. Okay, so we're we're on the last stage of the Bucovina region, and we're traveling from Poiana Negrii to Lunca Ilvei, and I'm probably mispronouncing that. Last night we stayed in Casa Edi, or Edi, E-D-I spelled. Reserved it through booking.com, paid at the property. It was 150 lei for the room. Dinner was 40 lei. Breakfast was 30 lei. The room, so probably the cheapest stay that we've had price-wise so far, but it was clean. It was one of those shower units and bathroom units where the shower is the bathroom. It's all a shared space, so you gotta pull out the toilet paper and the towels before you take a shower, kind of thing. But it was clean and warm. We were able to dry our clothes from the day prior. Dinner was fairly inexpensive as well, 40 lei and a piece. It was basically a bean soup, I think northern bean, with lots of sausage in it. Boy, they really love their meats and their sausages over here. Really good, hearty, plenty of it. So great for all the calories that we burned yesterday in the cold weather, fill our bellies. The breakfast, so Tammy's not eating breakfast, pre-ordered breakfast, because it's just too much food and it's not very appetizing for her. I did get a breakfast, and it, like I said, it was 30 lei, had 2 omelets, which are basically an egg fried like a crepe kind of thing. And they're good. Cheese, so one kind of cheese, the cheese had holes in it, but I think it's not as cured or aged like other cheeses. So maybe has more live cultures in it, but I think it was goat cheese, so pretty musky. I only had a little bit of that. Also served what I think was pork bellies. I had one piece of that and couldn't have any more. It's just not a thing. Bacon I like fried. It's not really cooked as far as I could tell. 2 different kinds of sausages, pickled cucumbers, small ones, and pickled red peppers. Lots of bread, more bread than I can eat, and some fresh, I think, blueberry preserve with butter. Oh, and a cup of coffee. Coffee was really good, served with hot milk, and a big glass of hot milk, which is not something I usually have for breakfast. I'll have cold milk with cereal, but it was good. Again, good for a day like today, because it looks like it's going to be pretty much precipitating and cold. all day. But anyway, that was Casa Eddie. It was comfortable and fairly inexpensive. As I mentioned before, this is our last stage in the Bucovina region. Tomorrow we start into the highland region, and we had sort of reservations up through day 11 to a town, well, a village, looks like, called Jeica, Jeica, at Magdi's place. And we contacted her through WhatsApp, and she was able to secure accommodation for us. There is no booking.com or anything that you can reserve through that app there. And after Jeica, it's the stage, it's like a 15-mile trek to the next sort of village called Gleden, and that's the end of the stage as a possibility within the Via Transilvanica guide and the app. And we looked for accommodation there. There's, as far as we could tell, only one place to stay, and that's at the parish. So last night I found it was on the in the guide, the VT guide, the priest, I guess the priest, his phone number. So I contacted him via WhatsApp and asked said my wife and I are hiking the VT and we're looking for accommodation. Can you accommodate us? And he said, yes, with love. So we have a place to stay in Gleden, Gledin, and this will be the first time that we stay in a church, monastery, and we're not quite sure what we're going to get for that. It did say can accommodate 10 guests or something, but we're guessing it's going to be sort of dormitory style, shared bathroom, all of that, and we're not sure about food, dinner, breakfast, etc. So we'll see, but we're a little nervous about the few stages, because there's not a lot of options for lodging in some of these places. So we're trying to get ahead of the curve and make sure that we've got places to stay for the distances that we want to travel. At some point, we're going to start having to go a little bit further than what the stage or what the VT guide sort of offers. So let's talk about dogs. So we were sort of before coming on this trail that you'd come across a lot of sheepfolds and sheep dogs along with shepherds sort of minding the sheep, and sometimes the sheep dogs can get kind of aggressive, but it's been, I think because it's so early in the season and because of the weather way it is, and frankly I don't know if the grass has started growing, but we've seen very few herds of sheep, and very few shepherds, and very few loose sheep dogs or dogs at all. A couple have followed us on the trail, which is kind of cute, but most of the dogs that we encounter are locked in fences or cages, but almost every one of them barks when we walk by. They're one in particular in one town was particularly aggressive, kind of gnarling on a chain link fence, which we were glad it was behind the fence. But so far, dogs have not been a problem with us. Hopefully I'm not jinxing us. Okay, so as you can imagine from yesterday's travels, so we're just past mile or kilometer marker, kilometer stone 122. Oh, and flock of sheep, not herd of sheep. Sorry about that earlier. Okay, so after yesterday's hike, you can imagine our shoes were pretty wet. And like I said, we have trail runners that are not waterproof trail runners. So yeah, they're wet. but we were able to dry them overnight in the room. Most of the places we stayed use radiator heating, so and they're set on timers, so they're on during parts of the day and off during other parts of the day. We haven't quite figured out what the schedule is, but either way, we're able to sort of clean the minimum amount of clothes that we want to clean, rinse them, or kind of wring them out real good, and then set them either on the radiator or near the radiator so that they can dry at night. And the same thing with our shoes. So yeah, we had soaking wet shoes last night, took out the insoles, put them on top of the radiator. This morning they're nice and dry. Of course, from the looks of today, they'll probably be wet all over again this evening. I'm pretty sure when we looked at the forecast this morning, it showed a 0% chance of precipitation. Well, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Well, I was wrong as usual. So Tammy corrected me, and we had 60% chance of precipitation today, and we're getting it. And they're forecasting 1 to 2 inches of snow. Yesterday, however, they did forecast 0% chance of precipitation, and you saw what we ended up walking through yesterday. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about languages. So, boy, wouldn't come in here without Google Translate. With that, again, no endorsements, not getting paid for a dime or for anything, any endorsements. The Google Translate's been really helpful, and they have Romanian on there, of course. And you can get I think the Romanian keyboard as well. So a lot of the words that come up have the right characters. They're in the Romanian language. We both have Apple iPhones, and the software on there, the Apple Translate, does not, as far as we checked, does not have Romanian as a language that you can use. So we downloaded Google Translate, and it works very well. Also, Tammy has been using Duolingo to try and learn a little bit of Romanian. It's been working out okay for her. She's not terribly excited about the voice in it. It's somewhat mechanical and robotic. But the voice for Google Translate is just wonderful. And we've had no issues using the voice and or just the text to converse with the folks here in Romania. So a little plug for those guys. It's working out well. Again, I'm not getting paid for any of it. Just a little bit of mud. Just past kilometer stone 133 or so, and we are traveling on this forest road. Yuck. Ooh, off those muddy forest roads and onto a regular footpath inside the woods. What a great break from all that mess out there. Very nice. Kilometer stone 35. And yes, it is hailing again. Whew.